Okay, so it's 5th April 2020, and a whole bunch of us are at home for the lockdown. And there's a certain game that's been making the rounds called ZZZ Score. And the game is pretty simple. You have a grid that has numbers from 1 to 50, and the moment I click on 1, I have a timer that starts, and essentially I have to go ahead and click. I don't know, it was 3, 3, 4, 5, and basically click all the numbers till I hit 50. And yeah, so while the game's fun and pretty challenging, I wanted to see if I could actually solve this using JavaScript. So let's see what we have to work with. Okay, so we have, let's see if I can select this. So we have a div with an ID grid, and looks like there are a bunch of, I'm hoping these are the divs. Yes, so these are the divs for the individual blocks. Okay. So maybe we could probably start off with selecting the grid. So just bump up that document dot get element by ID of grid, and let's see what this gives us. Alright, so we have, okay, that's not what I wanted. Console.dir grid lets us see all the methods that are available on the DOM element. So is there anything related to children? Child element count. Okay, so okay, so looks like we have children array, and yep, it's the same divs that we'd seen before. Okay, so in that case, can I do this children dot for each grid dot children dot for each is not a function. Oh yeah, so is it because it's a node list? Let's see. Array dot from grid dot children dot for each. Let's just see if this is a function at least. Okay, it is. So let's see. Each child. This is console log the child itself. That didn't work. There we go. So we get, yep, so we get each div that's inside this grid. Perfect. So yeah, so I guess grid.children is a node list. So we have to run it through array.from to actually get an array, so that we can have the array methods like for each and map reduce and so on. So we have all these divs. Okay, so what is one of these? What does this look like? Let's just take this div. Okay. Okay, so it has a span and a text element inside it. Yeah, there. Oh, okay, so we can just use inner text to kind of get the value. Perfect. Okay, so we have this grid. Okay, and the grid.children gives us each individual box, and each individual box has a dot inner text that we can use that gives us the value itself, right? So maybe the only catch is it only works, or the game only starts when I click on 1. So let's see, maybe I could add another, let me just try adding another button here that I can probably have more control over. So is there some way that I can insert this? Okay, so this is a div class description. So okay, description container is document.query selector of dot container, and I wonder if this is, oh, oops, it's not the one. Oh wait, it's called container. It's called description. So let me just refresh it so I can use that variable again. So description, cool. So description container, yep. So we have that there. Let's create a button. Is document dot create element button. Let's just add an ID for it. Do we need, actually let's just add an event listener directly. Add event listener. So when I click on this button, I want let's just create a dummy method for now. So my something like solver is a function, and when I click on this, I want it to execute solver. Okay, that's done. This should work. Button dot inner text is going to be solve, and yeah, let's just description container dot append child of the button. Yep, so we have the button here. Just how do we style it? Reset button. Okay, so button dot class list dot add. There we go. And let's just do this. What was the function called? Solver. So solver is a function that will alert trying to solve. Okay, so I click on that, nothing happens. Button dot add event listener for click and solver. Okay, I guess we'll have to, so guess it's set once, we can't reference it as like we can't reference it through reference. I was thinking we could use solver here and then just change the implementation later so that it works. Clearly that isn't the case, which is still okay. So the moment, fine, so forget about how it's going to actually start, but the moment I click on this, the way I want this to work is, damn it, the way I want this to work is I can probably set up some interval. Okay, interval is set interval. Okay, and this interval, let's say it runs for every 200 milliseconds to kind of emulate an actual click. And okay, let's also do a let current value is equal to 1, because it starts with 1, right? And now when I click on this, I want to array.from grid.children dot for each child, if the child dot inner text is equal to the current value, then what? So current value goes up by 1. Current value goes up by 1, and the next interval will start, and all we have to do is click on the child. Okay, so I have this button, which is the solve button, and I've added a click handler on it. So every time I click on it, it starts a interval that runs for every 200 milliseconds, essentially searches through the grid's children for the current value, and if it finds it, it updates the current value by 1 and clicks on the child. Okay, let's see if this works. Oh, damn it. Okay, guess we have to do it again. So click, what was it? Array dot from grid dot children dot for each. So for each child, so we need child itself here. For each child, if child dot inner text is equal to current value, which we do not have, so let current value is 1. If the current value is the child's inner text, then I think we had incremented the current value, and we clicked on the child. So let's see if this works. So I click on solve. Okay. We've done everything that we were supposed to do. Child.click. Now I wonder where they've tied in the event handler for this. Okay, so let's say I take this div. Where was that? There's a place here to see event handlers. Okay. Oh, they have a tap, touch end, and touch start as well. Okay. So the click is on body. Tap is on, I don't know, and touch end and touch start. I wonder if they are reading. Yeah, I think they are actually relying on taps rather than the click itself. Okay. In that case, let me just refresh to clear some stuff up. Let's just quickly re-add this. So let's get the grid first, then let's get the description container. Let's create a button, then let's append the button. Let's set the button's inner text to solve, and let's style the button. Cool. So we've done that. Where is that line? Okay, so we have this, and we have child.click. Let's just keep that. Let's just add the tap events as well. So let's say start. I believe you can do this touch start to, okay, and end is a new event. touch end, and you can dispatch these events on an element using the dispatch event methods. So let me just dispatch event of end. Right, so we basically have, yes, we get the children, take each child, check if the child's inner text matches, update the current value, we click on the child, we also dispatch tap events for the child. I'm pretty sure that they've done this. Okay, so that's been set. So let's click on solve. Okay, so it did click on one, but why did it not? Oh, got it. We forgot the interval, so this essentially just runs once. Let's just refresh. Have to set up all that stuff again. So get the grid, get the description container, get the button, pen the button, change the button's text, change the button styling. So we have that set up, and I think there's some IntelliSense here. Yep, there we go. So set interval of that 200 milliseconds ish, and then we can probably move all of this in there. Right, I think this is all we needed to do. That's done. Okay, let's try solving this. So I click on that. Okay, there we go. Nice, not bad. Okay, can we probably change the interval to make it go faster? Let's just see. Okay, some boilerplate, but let's get the grid, get the description container, create the button, set the text, add the styling, append this to there we go. Okay, and the only difference that we want to do now is, yep, change this interval to 0. So we got 5 seconds last time. Let's see if this is faster, and let's solve it. Okay, yeah, so we've essentially solved this game now using JavaScript. 0.2 seconds.